Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Sniper and the Pundit presents Top Rope Talk. This is the WWE Fastlane Recap episode. I'm the Sniper, he's the Pundit, and we're ready to get rolling. It was a pretty good, I thought a very
Oh, no, it's this.
Oh, the Tommaso Ciampa, yeah.
or Barry Horowitz, whatever era.
Whichever one, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very entertaining show. I'm pretty sure you've got your thoughts about it. But before we get started, just want to remind everyone to catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, DBTV, and Stream TV as well. Hit the like and subscribe button to Sideline Sports because it's not just this show. There's other material as well. There's a LinkedIn podcast with my guy James Tatum and Lindy Endzone. That's on Fridays. Also on Fridays, the Gauntlet. Wednesdays is the Gauntlet presents Picked Off, the NFL Pick Show. There's also college football. Oh my goodness, the Phillies just home run 3-0. Wow, that's crazy.
Wow. My nephew was saying he didn't think, but I'm like, I mean, the thing is, the Braves have been. I'm not going to give up on them, obviously not. But and I'll tell you this: the Phillies definitely are on a mission. The Braves have to earn this one.
I will say this much before I continue: is the last thing the Braves want to do is go back to Philly down 2-0 because Citizens Bank Park will be rocking and they will be in trouble. But with that being said, oh, where was I? That's right. College Football Fridays, Sideline Sports Show, pushing back with Kobe White, first and 56. You name it, we got it. It's on Sideline Sports Network. So please hit the like and subscribe button as well. Oh, and also,
I think first and 56 is the average amount of yards for Dak Prescott last night.
Yeah, pretty much. and also, I made a Twitch, so find me on Twitch.
And I got Twitch also. I got Twitch also, so we'll trade when we'll get onto it.
Okay, no problem at all. So on Twitch, I am under Denzel Sniper 13, Denzel Sniper 13. So find
that
me
sounds like your wrestler name.
That would be my wrestler name, actually. But listen, without further ado, let's go ahead and get it on. This is our WWE Fastlane 2023 recap. And awesome show overall.
Mm-hmm.
That, of course, is one of the matches in there. We'll get to that in just a second. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get it started with the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championship. What a banger of an opener. Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso shocked the world and beat the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Yo, when I say no one saw this coming, just how unexpected was this title win for Rhodes and Jey?
Well, very unexpected, but you have to wonder if, remember, this is the story you tell for Cody, that Cody gets Roman again, and you have to wonder if Jay's going to cost him. You have to wonder, but here's the thing. Again, I don't trust creative to have that kind of greatness. I trust the Usos and Cody and anybody that knows a family to do something like that. But I'm like, here's the thing, Cody's lucky he gets it blown again, he loses it.
Yeah.
He loses his because it's like no one's going to believe anymore. I mean, they didn't believe it. They're lucky to believe him this time because, see, Cody's a good babyface. Lex Luger wasn't a good babyface. So they believe it, but they're not. Lex Luger was not a good babyface. He's a much better heel.
I thought he was a good babyface. I thought that
I mean, good for when you have to face the NWO and you need a muscle. You need muscle to face off.
Right. That's where he excelled.
But he's a natural arrogant prick.
But also at the same time, if you think about it, that's kind of by default because by the time the NWO came along, it was like everyone on the WCW roster were faces and everyone on the NWO roster were heels, or
vice versa, depending on
the venue.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no question. I mean, NWO was huge at Sturgis. Huge.
Oh yes, very. Huge on the West Coast, too.
Yes.
I recall Super Brawl 1998. That was, if you look into that crowd, it was heavy black and white. It was heavy NWO crowd.
I love when Kevin Nash talks about when they had the NWO show, the one pay-per-view sold out.
Yeah.
I love when he talks about just how piss horrible it was. Just because, well, starting with going to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, he says, this is the funniest thing he says. He says, when I am James Bond and I am going for a beautiful steak and a nice drink, first thing I'm doing, hey, honey, let's go to fuel up the jet and go to Cedar Rapids.
Right.
It's like, he was correct on this because a place like Sold Out needed to go to Las Vegas.
Correct.
Yeah, it needed to be Las Vegas. It needed to be the Maxim girls. It needed all that stuff. WCW just messed that sucker up big time because NWO was cool.
You know what? You could have gotten away with putting it anywhere in Florida.
Yeah.
If you couldn't book Miami, Orlando.
Especially with Hogan in Tampa.
Oh, yeah.
That's his home. So that would have been then again, I would have made him a babyface immediately. Everybody knows him. So, but no, over there. But no, I'm just saying though. But you said Florida, but I say Las Vegas, Los Angeles, New York. You could have done any of those. Just remember, NWO was James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
They were basically a gang version of James Bond. They were cool.
Yeah,
and
they were.
You don't put them in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
No.
I love Iowa, but you don't put them there.
You don't put them there. No, it's not big enough. But going back to the match here, and JD McDonough really stuck his foot in his mouth. He cost them the match. What do you think his position is going to be now? You think they come out and attack him and say, hey, no more? But then also that's Finn Balor's friend. So how does that work out?
Finn probably finishes him, and they probably send him off. You know what I mean? It's like, because really, does Finn want to go babyface right now with this amount of babyfaces?
True.
With this amount of babyfaces, that's the big thing. Cena's back. Cody, Brock, depending on when Brock gives a crap, he's there and he's always a face, even if he's a heel. You're looking at 4th, 5th baby face, maybe 6th.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's mid. It's like heel right now. He's in a top faction.
Yeah, he is. He's in the top. You know what? Probably one of the best factions we've seen in the last 5 years. Yeah. I don't know if anyone expected Judgment Day to be this big, but they do need that world title to really solidify them. But moving on, and I'm curious about your commentary on this one. So the LWO, Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, and mystery partner Carlito defeated Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. So before you go off on what you ranted about on Saturday when you texted me, how about this question? Because, he really does look great. He looks like he can still go in the ring. Should Carlito give it one more full-time run in WWE?
Oh, yeah. That's fine. No issue with that. Personally, make him a heel. The babyface works in Puerto Rico. It's not. I don't think he has all of it. He gives it all. There are just people that are heels. There are people. There are people that are heels. They just are. And it's like Carlito's a tremendous heel. Oh, yeah. He just looks like when I'm a babyface. And remember, they're trying to make him smile. No. And he needs to spit the apple. He needs to spit
the apple as a face, though.
Right. Like I said, Carlito doesn't. As I said, Carlito got the big pop. He did not get but I knew it was going to be him, and he did not get a pop at all when he came through in the first place. You know what I mean? And I don't know why he just couldn't go through the whole match. You know what I mean? They could have done an Undertaker thing.
Yeah, could have. And now for what you texted me about. So during the match, Zelina Vega hits a Meteora on one of the members of the other team. I believe it was. Who was it? Was it Angelo Dawkins? It was on Montez. That's right. And Zelina Vega is like all of 130 pounds?
If she gets pregnant? Good God. She weighs 58, if not a pound. You get Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and use it for one of them.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry. I loved Casey Catanzaro. I loved her since the let's see. I loved Casey since she was the American Ninja Warrior. She's and no disrespect to no disrespect for her skills to Zelina Vega, but she didn't need to bump Rhea. She doesn't need to bump. Definitely doesn't need to bump Montez. No, it literally looks like he can fly. You swat off.
Yeah.
And this is to me, who is not trained in that thing. That is not. I mean, you look at the side of everything. These are not the tallest men in the group, and she's here.
Yeah.
These are not the tallest either. Imagine if you try to do that to. Imagine if you try. I mean, it's one of the things. Imagine you try to do it to Brock.
She's bouncing off his chest.
Oh, no question. Well, yeah, I'm breaking her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just. I mean, there's just certain things that just aren't, believable. And like I saw that, and it was like your text came in right away, and I was like, oh man, he's gonna go off about this on Monday.
Oh my God! I'm like, it's not the skills, and we know that the women can do these things. But can we get? See, the problem I have is, it's one thing if every single person in that crowd thought that this was real.
Right.
Like, yeah, not real. I'm talking about like a Marvel movie. If it was a Marvel movie. If people had the idea that it wasn't real and it was a Marvel movie, all to be, because, they just disrespectfully showed Megan Fox try to work on beating up Jason Statham, which is
on Expendables. I saw that.
Yeah, that stupidity. But everybody knows it's a movie, but there are too many people that still think that these people can beat people up.
Right.
In wrestling based off moves like that. So if you're going to have those considerations still, you got to give a realism to this.
Yes, you do.
You got to give a realism. And it's like, no, and I would have been really pissed if it was, I would have been really, really pissed if it was like off Bobby Lashley.
Oh, man. If it was Bobby, that would have been so... Yeah,
but I will tell you this with Bobby, that I would. There's one thing I wasn't thrilled with Bobby about, but it's like I can forgive it because at least he didn't get hit. See, they treat him as almighty, which is an awesome image, by the way.
Oh, of course.
That image is just it's godly. It's a godly image. It looks great. It's just like the almighty. It looks awesome. If you're going to make him truly almighty, I didn't mind that he jumped out the first time. Maybe it's because he's surprised that somebody trying to hit everybody in there,
Right.
Second time around, let him cut him off. Just whack. Just he be the one doing Andre the Giant gimmick. Like when you tried to go hit Andre in the middle of everything, you hit him the first time, shake him up a little. Second time, have Bobby do that or Brock do that. Every time someone hits, it's just like he boom, boom.
And then that's it, yeah.
And that starts the heat right there. That makes him really dangerous.
Yes.
Especially when he's beating Brock Lesnar.
Yep, absolutely.
He's beating Brock Lesnar and he's beating him pretty clean.
Yes.
Pretty clean. So he's dangerous. Treat him like he's dangerous. Don't give him spots like that. Don't give him a spot where he jumps off against the little bitty LWO guys. He's dangerous. Treat him like Andre.
Yeah, if his moniker is dominate, you must have him do that.
Yes. Oh, and it's like, and he looks amazing. And by the way, I will tell you this: that when he gets into a suit, he's like even more dangerous version of Severn when Severn came in.
Yeah.
Severn, I always loved it when Severn came in with it was a cheap suit, but it was like he's the enforcer. He's Cornette's enforcer. And he's going to kill you, and Lashley is the even more dangerous version of that.
Yeah, no, agreed. Well, want to go on to our next topic here, and it was the middle of the show, and it was the WWE Women's Championship Triple Threat match. Io Sky retained against Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Had a pretty awesome ending. Charlotte had Asuka in the figure eight and had the bridge, and then Io Sky came off the top with a moonsault and got the 3 count. So was Flair or Oscar not winning the title the right call?
Sure. But I'll tell you this. It was a well-run match. Charlotte did not. Charlotte didn't. Charlotte got she got the mist in her, so she was out a bit.
Mm-hmm.
She did. She showed her moves. She did not bounce a bunch for them for the little ones. This is what I'm talking about. They had to work on her. And then how do you beat her? She arches herself up in the figure 8. Then you land on her.
Mm-hmm.
Out. And this was the point I was making every time you put up the knees and roll it over, but some idiot decides to keep kicking out of it. You think you're gonna have your air back in 3 seconds?
Right.
Yeah. Think you're gonna have your air back in 3 seconds, jumping off the top rope, landing solar plexus first, getting rolled. You think you're going out in 3 seconds?
Yeah.
That's the point. And Charlotte didn't, and that's a much lighter woman that landed on her.
Oh yeah.
That's the point of Charlotte did the right thing. She got landed on while she's in a move. Her air's gone.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just for those 3 seconds. That's what I mean by these moves. Charlotte gets it. It's like you had the air knocked out of you.
Mm-hmm.
You had the air knocked out of you for 3 seconds. It wasn't you are not invincible, but it's like those are the little things. It's like they didn't knock her over to do it. She was literally on her back, the arching up, and then you did that.
Yeah.
Then you did that, and then the ref gets immediate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's what I mean by that. It's like your air's not coming back that fast. That's why I hate that gimmick unless it finishes.
If it finishes, then
the knees up and roll over needs to finish. It's got to quit being a 2 count because you're not getting your air back that quick.
No, you're not. You're not. And so with Io Sky retaining the championship and everything, you got to think, who should be the next contender for her title?
You think they're going to just bring Zelina for the shrimp matches?
They might. They may. Now, I will say this much, and I don't expect it to happen that fast, but just earlier in the pay-per-view, in fact, it was during the, believe it was the kickoff show, Jade Cargill actually showed up. Triple H went out there and...
I got to talk about that. I got to ask this. I just really do. I mean, she's got an awesome look, by the way, just to say. Awesome look. This isn't 1986. Why are you getting out of a car in your gear? Why? You look awesome no matter what. You look like a star no matter what. You had to show your abs off. You could have come out in a crop top and like yoga
jeans or something, yeah.
Yoga pants. You showed the abs. That's all you had to do. Why'd you come out in your gimmick? I mean, literally, you see everybody else coming into the thing. Here's Cody in the suit. Here comes Brock in jeans. You see this now. They're rolling their suitcase in. Why is she coming in her gear? Why is it? It's not 1986 anymore.
Yeah, no, totally understandable. It's almost as if because it gives off the perception that she may have a surprise match that night.
Yeah, I mean, it did, and then it didn't. And it didn't have the surprise, and that was the whole. It's like, why? It reminded me of the 80s wrestling or 90s when Vince would say you need to go on the Regis and Kathy Lee with gimmick on. Why? You expect Hulk Hogan's face not to be recognized in a polo?
Exactly.
Yeah, you expect his face. That's the point. You expect Kevin Nash not to be recognized in a suit? Look at him. Why do they? Well, they're not going to recognize what? What? You're not going to recognize Hulk Hogan?
That's playing onto the intelligence of the people of Gotham City in the comics and expecting Robin not to look like Dick Grayson.
Well, exactly. And it's like, this is the thing. They should remember the movie No Holds Barred. They show Hogan in a scene at a really fancy restaurant in a suit. I'm sure there weren't people over there. Hey, look, I don't understand. I don't recognize the really big blonde guy there. It's like
he's blonde. He's got long hair with a sunroof, and he's got a blonde handlebar mustache. But man, that can't be Hulk Hogan. That's got to be somebody
not
else.
At all. No, it's like it's Randy Hogan. No,
yeah,
but no. those are the things that Vince always drives me nuts on and do everything is you have to show up in your gear. I mean, they don't have to. Thank God they don't have to do that anymore. But why did she do it?
Yeah, no, agreed. Well, got about 10 minutes left, so we have to go on with our other ones, and now it's time for the two big matches. The first one being John Cena and LA Knight. Excuse me, LA Knight. They defeated the Bloodline. So following this big victory, where should Knight go from here?
Should have been either Cena turning on Knight or Knight turning on Cena.
Oh wow! But Knight is doing so well as a baby.
I know that's why I wanted Cena to go heel. It's like this. It's not going to hurt him. It didn't hurt Shawn at all when he went heel for Hogan. It didn't hurt him. He went right back the next night. People cheered. No one cared. It's not gonna care, and they're probably not gonna boo Cena anyway. Not anymore. But you need to have a reason for this. You need to have a reason for this. It's like wonderful, but it's like I like to see Cena and Knight go at it. I mean, if Cena was going to do it for Austin Theory and it did nothing for him, he might as well do it for Knight.
Now, question: How do you think Cena looked in the ring?
Like Cena always does. He's in great shape. He's in great shape. It's gimmick. It was a gimmick night. It's like he did the selling.
Yeah. Well, but what I meant was he didn't look. Now we're not expecting him to be back in 2004 and 05 and all that, But I guess what I'm comparing it to is you remember when Shawn came back for that one-off tag match and it was obvious he looked old.
Yeah, it was looking obvious he looked old, but Shawn, even as bad as the match was, saved it. He did. I mean, with no Triple H left and did everything, he did everything he could. Did everything in that match. And that was the way. I'll tell you this. If you're going to have to come back, you have to put up with that horrible match. You at least saw Shawn gave it everything to make that match. He didn't quit. He didn't look any different. He did his moves. He did all that, and then it's over. And you don't need to screw it up with a bad singles match.
True.
But no, Cena, what does he look? Bald. Bald. He looks bald, and it's like, truthfully,
he's soon gonna look like Hogan.
Yeah, you're right. The sunroof. He's getting there.
He's gonna look just like his idol.
I know. He's had that sun. Oh, he way less of a tan.
Yeah.
I mean, Hogan's a hot dog, so it's like but no. The biggest thing is Cena looks fine, but it's like, and he sold and he did all, but it was personally, it's just the same as what WWE always does with tag teams. You always have the guys that should not be winning win. Like I've always said, I would not want the Mega Powers to beat Demolition, but they would have in Vince's time.
Of course.
It would have been in 10 minutes, and Hogan would have took the leg drop, and it.
Yeah.
And this would have been right in the smack dab middle of the Demolition's tag team run, of their title run, and it would have won in 10 minutes, and it.
Yeah, at least.
And it's like but that's what Vince. It's not just Hogan's, but Vince has always done. He always gets the single. It's just like tennis doubles. You can't get the biggest singles guys beat doubles guys. It never happens, but they do this. It's like, if you've got a tag team specialist, they need to be tag team specialists.
Yes, they do.
Which means they'll suck at singles.
Yeah. But I mean, and I remember there was actually once upon a time when, the tag division was lacking, and they were sticking together two singles guys to go out there and win.
Yeah, but those are the things. That's the things I do like about, I'll say this, about 70s, maybe early 80s wrestling. I like it. Tag team specialists. Tag team specialist means you're good with someone else.
Right.
You're good with cutting off the ring. You're good at 30-second increments.
Now,
you're good.
Now, I will say this much. I'm sorry. I will say this much. You do have very few people, Brett, HBK, etc., who excelled in both.
Well, they were both singles before they were tagged. Also, that's just a big thing. They made it that way. It's like, but I'm just saying, when you're a tag team specialist and your gimmick is tag team specialist, you're great in 30-second increments, maybe 2 minutes here and there. You get guess what? It's like Ricky Morton. It's like you're in there too long, they catch you. That's what the heat is. That's what the heat is. Someone catches you and then you're double teamed. Yeah. That's the big thing on tag team specialists. It is not to get beat by singles guys. And then when you're in a singles match, you may barely win, but you needed the guy. You were running out of air. Yeah. You were running out of energy because you're used to being out there. So there are psychologies to this.
Of course, that's why different ones in history are considered ring generals. And I'm not talking about just has he become a real ring general, Gunther? Yes, but the original ring general before him was Triple H.
Oh yeah, no, that was the thing about Triple H. He started singles by itself, but it's like that's the thing about singles to tags and he was a great tag wrestler with Stone Cold, but he really was. But the thing I like with tag,
despite never having been a part of an official tag team.
Yeah, and it's like, but
if you want to count DX,
the one thing I like about you're right. But the one thing I like with tag, if you do it right, is you suck at singles. You may win, but 10 minutes in, you're absolutely gassed because you go outside most of the time. You go out most of the time to let your partner in. Someone takes a beating, the odds are each night. You're 2 minutes and you're screwed because they catch you. Yeah. That's what I like about the idea of tag wrestling is you are gassed after about 8 to 10 minutes if you're a single guy. You're not used to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, so there's not Rock or Shawn Michaels should not have a chance against Hulk Hogan. Get my point? The singles guy at the time.
True.
It's not the size. They are all quick. Bang, 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 bang. Out of the ring. Bing, bing, bang, bang. They're all 30 to 40 seconds. That's the point of it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, on to our main event, and that is our World Heavyweight Championship Last Man Standing match. A much better match than the last one. Rollins retained against Shinsuke Nakamura. Then they also cut to the locker room and they showed that Damian Priest had the intent of going and cashing in, but his knee was jacked and the rest of his teammates said, hey, save it for another day. Damian Priest was like, I'm not leaving empty-handed. They convinced them to sit this one out. So I will say this much. Is this Money in the Bank cash in imminent? Is it going to happen in 2023?
Yeah, I can see it happening this way. First off, let's go into the match, and I'll tell you.
Okay.
Great match. Whatever you can say, they're great. Okay. The thing I get with this story is this is a blood feud, and you're both playing dress up. It's hard for me to get in to the story. I can get into matches. I'll admit also I love Seth's. I love his athletic tape on his back.
Yeah.
It beats the stupid wrap around your ribs and ragdoll. I hate that crap. You couldn't breathe if you wrapped it that tight. It's
very
stupid.
True.
The tape on the tape. Yeah, no. The tape on the back. It just shows it's perfect. But the thing is, I love with by itself. It was just itself a great match. It was a great story. But you are in a blood war and you're playing dress up. Hard for me to get into the story or believe the story when you're playing dress up so you can appease the crowd. I'm just saying, you'd understand Nakamura doing it. He's mocking you.
But also Nakamura's a flashy guy too.
No, he's mocking you. He's the heel. You understand him.
Mean that's as the heel, yeah.
Yeah, that's the heel.
About just the dress in general.
He's taking oh my God, he's like, oh, this guy's not going to beat me this time. I can do whatever I want. This is so fun. Seth needs to be, I still say Seth needs to be purely focused in that war. This is a dangerous man. I don't ever feel the danger. I feel great matches because they're both awesome.
Yeah, but I don't feel the
danger.
Yeah, but he needs to be feared. Now, let me ask you this. Would it have been more believable if Seth went back to the past and came out in Shield gear?
Yeah, I would have believed it. That's my thing. I would have believed it. And it can be Shield gear, it can be anything, but it's like the matches can be great. They are great. But I don't believe the story. I don't believe it if you aren't going. It's like if this is a blood feud, then Seth has a very dangerous individual. Why is he playing dress up? You understand? Like I said, you understand Shinsuke. He's cocky. He's got him this time. You could have even had it where Shinsuke had beat him down 6 weeks in a row. Whatever. Over and over and over. I mean, without even Seth touching him. I mean,
true.
You could just have it where this is a dangerous man. It's like, you want to know what it was? That's Cena and Brock, and it worked. Mm-hmm. I mean, Cena got beat down 6 weeks in a row, and then the 7th week, he comes out on Raw before the thing and finally gets one on him.
Yep.
Finally. And then there's the story of, I knocked the big monster down. Now I've got a chance.
Yes. Much now like that WrestleMania when Seth faced Lesnar, yeah.
Yes. Now I've got a chance. It's like that was the whole. It's like I really believe it with the Balor match. Balor was just getting annihilated. Then he runs the gut right into the edge of the table.
Now he's got.
And then Balor looks around. Oh my God! And then he gets weapons, and it's like that looks around like I've got a chance.
And that's something that's usually reserved for a face, and he's a heel.
Yeah. But I'm talking about when they faced each other a couple years ago.
Yes, but it was the same thing because the sizes didn't change.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the sizes didn't change. So even as a heel, and even though something like that is more reserved for faces, even as a heel, once Balor got Rollins down, Balor's like, oh shoot, like you said, I got a chance. Let me go to the top right now. I may be able to put him away. Yeah, and those are. I just think of this as these matches are like a Marvel thing now. They're like it brought up. Like I said, I'm not going to throw a fit about Zelina knocking the Montez off the thing with that. What was that thing? What's that stupid thing called? The Meteora? Meteora, yeah.
I am not going to be mad if it weren't for the fact that some of the idiot fans still believe that's a fight.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'm talking about adults, and they talk about it like it's a fight. And it's like, and the biggest thing about it is, if you're going to talk about it like it's a fight, that little 80-pound shrimp is not going to do anything. She's going to bounce off of Seth Rollins, much less.
Yeah, and Ford,
much less.
Ford goes about 230.
And she's going to. I'm just saying. She's going to bounce off. I mean, which Seth's like 190.
Yeah.
True. I mean, and she'd bounce off him. But people that are going to be talking about this, they're either going to say something between misogyny and I'm thinking too old school. But it's not the point. Here's the thing. It's not the point of what I'm saying. Guess what? You want to know who's much tougher in history than Zelina Vega? Sherry Martel. Sherry Martel stood up to guys like Bam Bam.
She was probably the toughest like woman's manager of all time.
Yes, and she stood up to these big men, smacked them, didn't knock them over or bounce them.
She would jump off the top rope and body splash these dudes when the ref wasn't looking.
But what I'm saying is, you never saw her bounce them with a punch. She didn't get everything like that. She made a good 170 and didn't even do that. It's like Hogan would just put his butt right into her. She'd go flying 4 feet to the dang other side of the ring. But go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Now Sherry may occasionally slap one in the face, but all women do that,
Yeah, but the thing is, Sherry didn't back down from you. She didn't do anything, but she knew better than she was ever gonna bounce anybody. She knew these are much bigger men, but the babyface version of that, especially toward the end, is I'm not backing down from you. You're gonna kill me.
Yeah, and when
go ahead.
Sherry Martel, whenever she was like she would slap you,
Yeah.
And even though she was slapping grown men, it's like, well, you got to keep in mind, look at a slap in general. Even if a man was to do it to another man, a slap is not meant to knock you down. It's meant to insult you.
The only thing that I wasn't fond of when Sherry had Sean was It's all right. The whole thing was her being the girlish thing with the Sean and loving him and everything, kind of being the cougar. It was all right, but she should have been even more dangerous in her love.
Yeah.
She should have been even more dangerous. Like she'd do anything, and just like destroy people. You know what I mean? Just like, she wasn't that dangerous like she was with Macho.
Yeah, that's true. Well, on to our last topic. Did you get a chance to look at the thread before we went on the air?
Go ahead. Just tell me. We got it.
Okay then. Because I don't know if this was a surprise to you. I thought about this while I was cooking earlier. So,
you know better than me.
Finish or DQ? If HBK never gets injured and subsequently retires in 1998, the Austin DX feud would have lasted all year and gotten a feud of the year vote.
Absolutely, it would have, and absolutely, and without question about it. And remember this part. This goes to another thing. Truthfully, he was the one that finally bounced Chyna because Mick would not. Mick wouldn't touch her. Mick just let her beat the hell out of him with no retribution. Every match with Triple H.
Yeah.
He was such the gentleman through that thing. He would not touch her. Would not get his revenge. Would not do anything. He would have to get run. Triple H would have to run into her on accident to get it. He would not touch her. I mean, Stone Cold did it, and the place went absolutely insane.
Yes, they did.
The place went insane. It's like because I think people were getting sick and tired of Mick not getting his revenge.
Yep, but also they've been watching her manhandle everybody, like for the last thing, and it's like, so when's it finally going to happen? And you know what? We're experiencing the same thing with Rhea Ripley right now. It's going to happen. Some dude's going to put her on her wallet, and the place is going to go nuts.
Well, it's going to be, to me, that's the big thing. It has to be Brock because he'd be the one that wouldn't care.
Woo! Is Brock going too far though?
No, but I'm saying you got to get you get these. This is the thing though. You get the one character that everybody else is so. Oh, she's the. I mean, they had for instance, they had X-Pac going on radio. Charlotte Flair would kick my ass now. No, she would not. No, she would not. Quit being the pandering bullshit. It's like you're a high-end martial artist. I mean, she's strong.
Exactly.
She's very, very strong, but give me a break. Let's just quit this. All this pioneer thing. Brock doesn't do that. Brock isn't an abusive man, but he'd be the like, oh, really?
And you know what? I think the industry would gain a lot of respect for Rhea to take an F5 from Brock, even a suplex.
Let me tell you this right now. When I've been going after Zelina Vega, this hasn't been a man thing. I hated when she bounced Rhea. Hated it. Hated that. Could not stand it. I mean, she is so small. It is literally like it's like the I can't even say it is the female version of Spike Dudley because Spike used weapons.
Yes. He
bounced a lot and used weapons. This isn't even that. She's bouncing bigger girls. And then obviously a guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like she is this big. And her skills, tremendous skills. Her athleticism, unreal. As I said, I loved Casey Catanzaro. When she was in WWE and when she was in the thing. There's nothing wrong with the small ones being badass for themselves.
Yeah.
But size is going to make a difference. It's biology.
Zelina to Rhea essentially should have been like our Finn. And
that should have been the 55-second match. That should have been the 55-second match, and the match with Natalya should have been 20.
Or if you're going to drag it out, it should be like the Finn Balor and Seth Rollins one, like when Zelina finally gets her down, and you look around, oh, shoot, I got a chance. Let me go to the top rope, you know?
Yeah, something like that. Or the one with Rhea, and Rhea finally rams her shoulder in.
Yeah.
When she, the whole thing, like the Hawk, I call it the Hawk from Hawk and Animal. I call it the Hawk gimmick. When every time you got heat on him, is because he ran his shoulder into the outside.
Into the post, yep.
That's exactly. That post. That would 10 minutes of beating up Zelina, and she runs her shoulder to the post and goes outside. That would have been the start. That's what you do.
Yes, that's true. And as far as I'm gonna say it's a finish also, because and I'll put it to you like this. I know, you might think, well, what about, Austin McMahon or Austin Rock? That could always happen in the next year because they feuded the next year.
Oh yeah,
you can if you play it right, you can still have The Rock win the WWE title at Survivor Series.
Well, no, you have DX, and the thing is, and plus the fact that you've got something because you still had Austin winning that title and doing all that kind of stuff, but then who does DX side with after that? Remember, they went babyface. So do they turn on Shawn? What do they do?
Well, if you recall,
but I'm talking about with Austin, if it goes all year.
Oh, with Austin, yeah. Well, but even with Austin still in the Federation, they had a face turn in '98 when they feuded with the Nation.
Yeah. I'd say would they? But that's the thing. It's like Austin. The best Austin was the guy who was beating everybody up.
Yeah.
Which reminds, huh?
I was gonna add. Part of the reason for that face turn was because Owen Hart joined the Nation. Remember, Owen was a heel. Owen was a face. Triple H was a heel. Owen got to, and you know what? You talk about justifiable heels in history. Owen Hart is near the top of the list. This dude was tired of getting screwed by DX, so he joined the Nation. He needed allies, and he got them.
And I have never seen, for somebody who is as nice of a guy in history, such a bland babyface as Owen Hart. He was such a. He tried to play the badass in that thing. No one believed it. Absolutely, no one believed it. It's like he was a bland babyface and he was a tremendous chicken shit heel.
Yeah,
tremendous. But this wasn't a honky tonk man version of that. This wasn't. He's still skilled, but it's just like what he did with Brett when he uses the mom to throw in the towel. That's pure chicken shit work.
Yeah, it is. It was it was almost kind of like the annoying little brother type. Like I'm like it's crazy with Owen Hart, the way that he was a heel, because he wasn't ruthless until he broke Austin's neck. And even after that, it was just more of a, like, can somebody shut this guy up type deal. You know what I mean? But when you look at him joining the Nation, you look back and it's like, wow, this dude is actually justified. Because think about it like this. The rest of the Hart Foundation was gone. Brett, Bulldog, and Anvil went to WCW. Unfortunately, Pillman passed away, He had literally no allies. None. And DX was a whole clique. He had to go and find some allies, and he found the Nation.
Well, no one believed that he would. No one believed the Owen versus the World gimmick. They didn't believe it. Mm-hmm. Literally, no one. It's like he tried the whole thing. They tried building it. Him getting allies and going back to, and then the Nugget thing. Being a comedy act and everything. Everybody asked, would Owen win a title if he was alive? No, he would not have, because they weren't doing anything with him. It's like we get so many beautiful. We get, what he would have been? A mid-card guy for years who would have been a trainer at the developmental center, and a phenomenal trainer.
Oh yeah, phenomenal trainer.
He'd been retired in about 2 or 3 years. Gotten that, he would have been a firefighter for a while, like he was trying to be. He would have gotten he would have retired early. He would have gotten the house paid off, like he was talking about. He would have gotten the house paid off, would have been a firefighter for a little bit, and then he would have gone back to the developmental center and trade people with that. Every once in a while, go on for a gimmick, go on for a storyline or something.
Reunion or something, something like that.
Yeah, that's what exactly. And guess what? People say, no, he would have been champion. No, because they didn't know what to do with him. And he was a terrible face.
Interesting. As far as moveset, he definitely was world title.
Oh, Owen was better than Brett.
He was more athletic than Brett.
Yeah, he was more athletic.
He was way more athletic than Brett.
Owen was just so smooth that it didn't even try. It was like he didn't try. It was like he could make jokes in the middle of a match and you couldn't tell. He was so smooth. But I'm saying, just for the gimmick what he had, WWE never knows that, and it's like it's Vince Russo and it's all them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
During that time, the Vince Russo time.
there's actually an argument that Owen was more of the complete wrestler than Brett.
No,
Because Brett was mostly technical and he had just enough athleticism.
yeah.
But
I mean,
Owen was clearly the athlete of the two. And he was technical. He wasn't as technical as Brett. Brett was better than him at that. But as far as athleticism, Owen ran laps.
Oh, no, but yeah, but it's like the way that they had done Owen, it's like, he would, no, because like I said, been mid-card for a few years. But I think another 2 years because he was already talking about retirement. He'd been a mid-card. He probably would have been the heel that got humiliated out, which he would have wanted to retirement. Mm-hmm. He'd been retired, and as I said, been a firefighter or something or some other way, and then the development center would have opened and they would have called him. And since it was anything dangerous, he would have trained these kids.
Yeah, absolutely. He believed in the business just like anyone else in the Hart Foundation or in the Hart family, you know.
But here's at the same time, if he stays alive, it's not Dr. Martha Hart anymore. Martha wouldn't have gone back for a doctor, I don't think.
Oh,
But that's the thing. She's a doctor, and it's like maybe she would have. Now, don't get that thing. But maybe she would have been, maybe then because there's that thing. But does she do? She went when she really delved deep to when he was gone so she could focus.
Yeah.
It's like maybe she does, but later.
Okay.
But it's like she's Dr. Martha now, Dr. Martha Hart. So there's the thing. And here's the thing. If he's alive, do you get his kid as a wrestler? He doesn't want anything to do with wrestling. I think he's a psychiatrist or something now or whatever.
He is. His kid now, I think, he should be in his upper 20s or 30s now.
Yeah, he is. And it's like, Oj wants nothing to do with wrestling. Zero. But it's like, does he become a wrestler if his dad has a good time?
If his dad was still alive, yeah. But you know what? Believe it or not, there are some wrestlers who don't want their children in the business. At least not as a wrestler. Because they know how it is.
But the thing about Martha is like of course Owen would have supported her being a doctor, but I don't know the story. Is that hello, Princess Gamer? How you doing?
Hey, it's Princess.
I don't know at all if Martha would have been a doctor or with him around just because they were raising everything. You know. Hi.
Appreciate you tuning in. Listen, we do this every single Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you're always welcome back.
Yeah, but do you know that, though? I don't know if would Owen have supported? Absolutely. Owen wasn't some kind of misogynist. I mean, he was with her. They were a team together. They were tremendous. You know what I mean? But they were that. But would her focus been that deep without him being gone? It's like you're still raising kids. He's still there. It's like it's not a misogyny thing. It's a family thing. It's like, what's your point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hopefully I hear her one day. Hopefully I hear if she would have said I was studying while he was there. I hope it was, but who knows?
But who knows indeed. Well, that is our show for the evening. And yeah, we've got the game on too, and the Braves are in trouble. I will say this much. It's 4-0. I will say this much, Princess Gamer. The Braves do not want to go to Philly down 0-2 because that is going to be an electric crowd. Just like I said earlier in the telecast. If it is, I'm actually pulling for the Phillies too. Yeah, if it is 0-2 going back to Philadelphia, man, they're walking into a penitentiary.
Princess Gamer, is that JT's? Is that James Tatum's alter ego?
Can't be because he's on a program with us at the same time. Princess is commenting in the gauntlet. She comes in the gauntlet.
I know. I had a little fun with it. But it was a great show tonight.
Yes, it was an awesome show. Thanks a lot for tuning in, Princess. And also, seemingly got one. I got one viewer on my Twitch. So hey, how about that? First viewer on Twitch.
Yay.
You can find me on Twitch, Denzel Sniper 13. Also on Facebook, Denzel Snipes, and on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, under NellyNell13, NEL13. Jacob, where can they find you?
Jake the Pundit on Twitter, which is near 1,000 followers. I've already got 1,000 followers on the TikTok, building as I can. You know what I mean? and building as I can. So, and I'm probably around 2,000 on 2,200 on Facebook. So I'm building a little following. I'm getting there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So definitely look us up and follow us both. Until then, I know Monday Night Raw is coming on in about 10 minutes. It's going to be the post Fast Lane Raw, so please enjoy that. And we will see you all next Monday. Shout out to all the good people at Sideline Sports and the South Florida Tribune. You can catch myself and Jake the Pundit also this Thursday on the Pundit with our good guys Scott Morganroth, Kenny Ebling, and George Eichhorn. So for the Pundit, I am the Sniper. We will see you in 7 days. Later.